take so long to do drugs?
Is that Rainbow Dash on your shirt?
I don't want to feel the feelings.
I need to eat a bunch of cheese boxes.
The best parts of hanging out with these guys, without the hangover.
Well, hey, Buckaroo.
Hey, how you doing, Swizzle Nutsack? What the hell is going down, buddy?
Well, let's see. I am enjoying a balmy 64 degrees here in central Illinois, and you are living in goddamn paradise.
Yeah, where it's also today 65 degrees.
Still, I mean,
yeah, no, it was rainy all day yesterday. It's gonna hit the 75 here in a few minutes. It's just been rainy. But yeah, I am officially 1.5 weeks in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida. Well, actually, hold on. I don't let you get away with saying Springfield, so you can't let me get away with saying St. Petersburg.
Okay.
Technically, I live in South Pasadena, which is right next to Gulfport, which is right next to St. Petersburg. And when you put in my my zip code, which is 33707, into different systems, it pops up with different things. Some people don't even think South Pasadena's things. No, that's St. Petersburg. No, that's Gulfport. No, it's so small it doesn't fucking matter. Man.
It doesn't matter.
It's just a little community. There's no actual stores in South Pasadena except for like a Walmart and a liquor store. You got to go like a whole 4 blocks away, and then you're in St. Petersburg. So technically,
your mail is delivered by a guy named Phil.
Yeah, it's entirely possible.
Phil he picks it up from the actual mail, the actual the post office, and just drives it down on his bicycle and hands it to everybody.
He doesn't even get paid. He's just a nice cat.
Yeah, he took early retirement, and he's just like, hey, I'll pick up everybody's mail. Oh, thanks, Phil.
I can't wait for you to come down to see it, man. Literally from my living room looks out over the bay, over the Gulf of Mexico, the bay here, and you watch the sunrise come up, and it comes right through the living room if you want it. It's just fucking killer. My lunch breaks. I work from home, so when I decide to quit working for a while, I've just been jumping in the pool.
Yeah.
Just to do it, and you can tell the locals, because locals, when I jumped in the other day, it was 75. Like, it's freezing. How can you swim in this? I'm like, I'm fine. I'll be okay.
I've lived in Chicago for all of my adult life.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Talk to me in 10 years. I might sing a different tune if I'm still down here. But
right.
So far, so very good, man. Although we have our first ever Florida man experience, which happened, not me. Well, I've had a couple, but I'm not going to tell you what they were. But the day before I moved here, apparently, we got here. We drove ourselves down. It took 2.5 days. I'll give you the real bridge version here, because I haven't talked to you forever. I haven't talked to you since last time we recorded. So what, 3 weeks now? Something like that.
It's been a while, because we did like 3 episodes right in a row so that you'd have time to move, and you and I think we've had a little bit of text exchange, but that's it.
Yeah. I'll boil it down. The drive down here was very easy. We drove ourselves in a Penske truck. By the way, if you ever need a moving truck, call the Penske number. Don't book it online, because they will match U-Haul or do better, and their trucks are much nicer. So definitely do that. Yeah. U-Haul guaranteed us a truck, but they wouldn't get we're driving this 1,200 miles. Does it have cruise or any like ports so we can charge our phones, anything like that? They're like, it's guaranteed to be a vehicle. Thank you very much. We'll go a different until the second night. And I don't care. I'm gonna call it by name. We stayed at the Howard Johnson's in Ocala, California.
The illustrious Howard Johnson's Hotel.
Well, I really thought it's just like a 3-star, nothing. Like, we thought, Days Inn, whatever, just fine. The night before, we stayed in something, I forget, like a Days Inn, and it was lovely. We went to the Hojo in Ocala. I'm amazed we didn't get a staph infection just from looking at it.
Do you have pink eye? Yes, I looked at a Howard Johnson's.
If you need meth, I know the perfect parking lot.
They're cooking it in 5B.
And they do have the scariest goddamn putt course I've ever seen in my life. I didn't know one could be terrifying, but it was just Ocala's tetanus haven.
The water hazard has actual gators in it.
Yeah, and we stayed there. We were not happy with our stay in Ocala. Apparently, the actual town itself is nice, but right off the highway there, no, thank you.
Right.
A whole lot of people, not enough teeth for me personally. It was a little, and then I made the mistake of reading some of the reviews while we were in there. I'm like, oh, looks like a lot of these rooms have a shit ton of roaches. That's spectacular. I haven't seen any, and I probably won't tell my wife until we leave. But it's a definite concern.
And I got to be honest, when you said a shit ton, I assumed you were going to say a shit ton of murder. All right, great.
Oh, dude, I was looking under the bed. I was like, there's a dead hooker somewhere in here. I know.
Let me go get my black light.
Yeah, in the morning, she's like, you going to take a shower? I'm like, I'd rather stink. No, absolutely not.
No.
We're 2 hours from our home. We're doing that in the morning, and I'm fine. We're just going to drive there, and I'm just going to stink. But in true Florida man fashion, at my new property, it's really kind of cool, man. There's 2 dog parks. One is for little dogs, one's for big dogs. It's like fenced in areas. There's there's grills, there's a huge thing of pool, there's a gym, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I've never had before. But what I was really excited about, and I told you this, was the fishing pier, because I want to take up fishing again. When I was a teenager, I used to fish all the time in central Illinois, like lakes and rivers. I'm like, there's a fishing pier, that's awesome. The day before we got here, or 2 days before, some wackadoo apparently decided to moor his boat to a fishing pier, ripping half of it the fuck off.
Hell yes.
Half that you stand on. So when we were kids, because we had never been here before, we were given like the guy's like, I'll walk you around the grounds. You've only seen pictures and video. You've never actually been here. I'm like, yeah, that's great. Thanks. He's like, here's our fishing pier. You'll see that some jackass on Sunday decided to moor his boat on there. And it's not built for that. It's built for standing on.
When he left, he took the pier with him, and it's his now.
Yep. And the guy was like, if you hear about anybody who, like, we're pretty sure it's somebody's buddy who lives here. So if you know anything, we're offering a reward to figure out who ripped half of the son of a bitch off, because he did. He screwed it real up. It's just all caution.
You're gonna murder she wrote that shit, aren't you?
Yeah.
He said, I got crimes to solve. Me and Kawadi got business to attend to.
Yeah, so a local fucking Florida man rips off my goddamn fishing pier
before you can take it up.
Before I can take it off. So yeah, I mean, but it's real nice, man. It's
well, the video you sent. Hey, what? Technical issue. Just watch your mic, because it's scraping on your shirt.
Ah, shit. Okay. Let's do a little frontier medicine on that.
Oh, hey, real quick. Welcome to Zig and Larry Ignore a Topic.
Hey, the only talk. We apologize. We haven't talked to each other in forever, and we're actual buddies. So, welcome to Zig and Larry Ignore a Topic, the only show that ignores their own show before they ignore the topic of their own show.
And you know what, listeners? Thanks for sticking around. Pour yourself a drink. I don't care if it's 9 a.m. I don't care if you're at work. Take your pants off, get comfy, kick back, and pop a bottle and tell the boss I said so.
Absolutely.
That's the kind of show we are. Yeah, the video. What I was going to say is the video you sent me with the rainbow and you guys cuddled up on the edge of the ocean, I guess. Yeah. The bay, the Gulf.
I don't know exactly what it is.
The large body of water.
There's fucking pelicans in it. That's all I know, man.
But fucking pelican. Fuck a pelican, man. They're uppity. I'm gonna fight a pelican.
You want to fight a lot of wild animals, and like anytime that there's a wild animal that you're not 100% familiar with, you want to physically attack it. This is like your MO.
It really, I know, and it's a thing. I'm working on it in therapy. Why do I want to fight a pelican? Why do I want to fight a pelican? I don't know. They look sassy. They look like they're better than me. But yeah, you were trying to communicate with me last weekend. I was at a winery in Southern Illinois where the only place I could get service is if I went out to their pavilion and stood in a very specific spot next to the air conditioning units.
Nice.
Yeah. It was great because
when I was discover that, what were you doing stumbling around the air conditioning units where you're like, holy shit, 2 bars?
I went outside for some fresh air. And when I did, my phone all of a sudden, like everything that had been waiting to send or for me to receive just went ping, 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 and my phone just sounded like a slot machine. And I was like, oh, cherries, great. And I look and it's like 14 messages and a bunch of Twitter notifications and just a bunch of, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? Oh, that's what it is. This is the one spot where I can get service. There was Wi-Fi. It was not good.
Nice.
But I will say we stayed at it's called Blue Sky Vineyard, and it's set up like an Italian villa.
So I got to ask,
yeah,
as a former, I'm a level 1 sommelier, which sounds real impressive, but it really isn't. It's like the restaurant level. It's like I got that like 15 years ago, something like that. What wine are they growing in Southern Illinois? What grapes? Concord?
Well, it is. I can't remember. It starts with a C, but it's not Concord. But it does start with a C. I remember that. They actually, I will say, Blue Sky had some actual legit wine. There's a lot of Southern Illinois vineyards where it's like, you like sweet wine? Not really. Too fucking bad. That's what we got. Well,
yep.
Shit. But this place had like some really good, is it Chambord, Champagne, Schaumburg, Illinois.
Schaumburg, Illinois. You were drinking straight Chambord, which is a fancy pants raspberry liqueur. That's what you were drinking.
I know. I don't. It's sham something, I think, or shirt pants.
That's what it is.
Charcuterie. It was charcuterie wine.
It's charcuterie and it bubbles.
What? Why?
It also steams, which is weird.
I don't know, but you're taking a case home. I am.
It makes a noise.
I don't want to buy it. Well, too bad. You we're giving it to you. It's already in your car. But yeah, it was. They had like some really good Chardonnay, and they had some really good, like some actual wines.
Huh.
But the above the tasting room were a couple like one was like a suite and another one was just like a regular hotel room, but it was still all set up like an Italian villa feel. And there were 2 balconies, one that could look out upon the tasting room. And so I made proclamations off and on all day.
To wildlife, Adirondack chairs.
No, so I sent you a picture. That was from one of the balconies that went outside.
Yeah.
Like I said, the other balcony, you open these giant oak doors and step out, and you are above the tasting room. So you're looking down on the bar and the humans that are frequenting, and the peasants is what I kept calling them.
Very good.
And I just step out and be like, hello, peasants. And people would look up and be like, what the fuck is that? Like, you two gentlemen, fall in love.
You're my goddamn serfs till Sunday upon checkout.
Huzzah! You two fight to the death. But yeah, that was, although I will say so we got there on Friday and drank the living piss out of some wine. Like, I drank so much wine and then got up on.
That is one of my favorite new sentences. We drank the living piss out of some wine. Show your work. Can I see a diagram of that?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I've got some schematics. But
a Pollock painting in human mess.
It's just a bunch of leavings on the back of a napkin.
God.
But we got up as soon as the winery opened at like 10 a.m. went down and started the day with a pitcher of sangria. And drank that and had a little bit more wine. And then there was a musician playing at the pavilion. That was one of the reasons we went down to the pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
And that was about 3:00. And about 3:25, I looked at Nicole and I was like, I can't drink any more wine. I just can't. She's like, they have Coors Light. Yes, please. Yeah, I need something with bubbles. I need something that will, I just need something familiar. I just cannot put any more of this in my body.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the terroir in Southern Illinois, but I've never had it, so I won't poo-poo it too much.
You know what? I bet I could ship some. I could get some shipped. There's some
Yeah.
good stuff.
Probably illegal, but I'm into that shit.
We'll figure it out. We'll eastbound and down that shit.
I'm not worried about the legalities of one bottle of wine across state lines.
I'm gonna get a Firebird painted on the front of my Prius and just try to. I won't outrun the cops, but I can go further than they can. We gotta stop for gas, boys. He keeps going. God damn it.
We lost him in a low-level pursuit. Why? Because we only had 2 cops to start with. I do live right next to one of the few businesses in South Pasadena, which is their winery. And there's a big LED sign outside, and I'm so excited to go. One, they have a comedy night. I'm going to have to look online to see when that is. But it's like, it's all fruit wine. It's just all fruit wine. So it's hooch. It's fruch. There's no grapes involved. And I looked them up. They're 43 different varieties. It's like mango, raspberry. They have a lemon lime. They're calling it wine. I'm just guessing they're just throwing they're fermenting juice and they're throwing a whole bunch of sugar into this garbage. I can't wait to go there, ironically. I am excited. They do make a fresh honey mead there, though, so I'm going to try some mead.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, you and I can't criticize anything because we cleared out Sovereign's dregs of schnapps when we went.
We didn't drink anything. The rest of their butterscotch schnapps, any of the bottles that looked like they had been there since the Reagan administration, we drank that. Yeah. Anything really sweet with a couple of critters floating at the bottom of it from before the fallout. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Is this Mexican? Is this Mexican schnapps?
Sure.
Yeah. Go for it. It's eat the worm. Good luck. It
didn't come with a worm.
He found his way in. It's tradition. Drink it. Don't be a pussy.
Oh God, along those lines. So I'm getting roughly along those lines. I'm getting a little used to the flora and fauna around here. It's real different, by the by. One, the squirrels around here are much smaller. There's only a couple, but they're not near as big and fat and mean and aggressive as they are in Chicago. There's only a couple, but they live in palm trees.
Those are meth squirrels. You have meth squirrels.
They do a lot more jittering. We don't. I've got geckos. I've got lizards. No mice. I got fucking lizards that crawling all over the outside. They don't come inside. I found my first ever. It was inside, and it must have just crawled in when we were moving or something. Palmetto bug.
Okay.
Okay. So in the South, they are literally bigger than my goddamn thumb. They are slightly bigger than this, and they are wider, and they are a member of the cockroach family. They mostly don't come inside, though. They're like outdoor things. Like they don't infest because they can't like get in and out of small spaces like the German cockroach in Chicago. But what I did, night 1 or night 2, the wife found one real slow moving because they don't really skitter. They're not the most stealthy of beasts in the bedroom, and she screamed. I shit you not, I thought something was coming in the window. She freaked out. She's up on the bed. I'm like, what is it? She's like, there's a bug. And I'm like, oh Christ, there's a bug where? So I turn on the light, I look down, and this thing just stared at me. I'm like, holy fuck, look at that guy. All right, yeah, let's crush that thing.
It's smoking a cigar, telling you.
Dude, it was doing an old vaudeville show by itself.
Get your ass in the kitchen and make me a sandwich while I finish with your wife. What the
thing? I don't know. His name was Morty, and he was pissed. But what I didn't realize is that if you kill them, which you did, they emit a stink that stays with you. It stayed in the room for 24 hours, and there was a puff when I hit it. I hit it with a fucking huge ass fly swatter, and I had to hit it twice because it was still moving. The goddamn thing wasn't going down, and I hit it twice. All of a sudden, just it hits. I brought it back up, and the waft of just like it smelled like crock pot ball sack. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's really bad.
Ooh, like, slow cooked scrotum, my favorite.
Yeah, oh god, that steak just kept her. I'm like, there's another one of these. We're moving these things. I don't know. They have their own fucking. We had to name it. It was huge.
His name was Morty. He sells insurance.
Mm-hmm. And we also don't have pigeons, but we have crows, which I wasn't prepared for.
Do you guys have iguanas?
I haven't seen any.
Because what I discovered when we were in the Keys, which I know, you're quite a bit north of the Keys, but what I discovered,
you drive it, but it'd take a while.
Yeah, well, we did because you're right near Clearwater, and for our honeymoon, we flew into Clear with the intent we wanted to drive through the Everglades, because we're stupid. You want to drive through the Everglades where there's swamp folk and radioactive gators? Absolutely, I do. Might be a meth hippo. Great, bring it on. I love wildlife. What are we in? A Forerunner? Great, that ought to get us through everything.
They got signs that say "No shirt, no shoes, pro gun service."
Well, I joked when we came off the airplane in Clearwater. I was like, I didn't bring a gun. I don't have a knife. I have nothing. And Nick's like, yeah. I said, I feel weird. She's like, I understand. I said, it's Florida. Don't they just hand you a gun when you get off the plane? Excuse me, sir. Sir, do you have a gun? I do not. Well, take mine, for God's sakes. Don't worry. I've got an extra. Please. Oh, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, what I discovered down in the Keys, because I saw an iguana run by and I was like, somebody's pet got loose. And I even went in when we were checking into the motel. I was like, because we were staying on Marathon Island, and then the Key West was a few clicks down. But I walk in and I was like, somebody's iguana's running out there. And he goes, what? It's like, somebody's iguana is running loose. And somebody looking for it. He goes, son, where are you from? Illinois. And he's like, oh buddy, we those are just they belong to the world. I don't know what else to tell you. And so and they were everywhere. I was like, but there were no squirrels. There was no like, wow. I was like, these are the squirrels of the Keys. And we rented bicycles, and like 4 darted in front of me, and I was convinced that they were trying to get me to like hit the brakes, wipe out, so they like 12 of them could just pin me down and one could take my wallet and run off. Be like, oh!
I like the iguana, especially the Keys, because you don't know, it could be somebody's pet, wild, or possibly dinner. It could be all 3 too. Like, they're good eating on those things. I've eaten the tail. They're pretty decent.
Are they?
Yeah, I've had iguana nuggets. You can in Mexico, they had a food truck, and they were doing like iguana nuggets and like whatever is one of the things that they had. But you can eat the tail, like you eat the gator tail. Wasn't bad. Kind of tastes like gator chicken. Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
Very meaty.
Yeah, I'd eat that. Watch your mic.
Again?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, we're gonna hear this a lot today, listeners. Until we get used to it. Hey, it's new equipment. We gotta get used to it, but the sound's better. Hey, also, real quick apology. Apparently my allergies have decided to give me a big old fuck you today, and half of my head is just sinus pressure. It's rad. It's super great. Like, I woke up and I was like, oh, I think it's going away. I feel pretty good. And then right before we started recording, the left side of my face just went and plugged up. Nope. No. Fuck you. How about that?
Perfection.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I would rather that, because it's fall and the leaves are falling and it's beautiful, but that creates mold. And you know what I'm allergic to more than anything?
Equality.
Crockpot nutsack, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
but yeah, mold. And second, apparently my own dog, which is fun.
Aww.
Yeah, well, that's one of those. I'm just like, I'd rather have a dog than clear sinuses. So I'm a sweetie. Look at me. Hey,
it's almost a t-shirt. Hey, who are we brought to you by?
Hey, we're brought to you by Split Society.
Is that still a thing? I've been out of the loop for a while.
Hey, as far as I know.
Hooray! You didn't tell me either.
Yeah, Split Society's been liking my stuff on Instagram. So, hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for the boost. But splitsociety.org, you know what? I got to try a little bit. I tried some of the other products, but I got to do at the vineyard the nice toasted palm leaf.
Mm-hmm.
And there was, I forget what herb we had put in there, but I tell you what, it mixed really well with Southern Illinois wine. I'll tell you that right now.
Go.
But so smooth, so velvety to the touch. And it's big enough to share or save for later. Give them a gander on splitsociety.org and stop smoking out of what?
Bullshit.
It's because it's hard to put a a bowl into it because it just kind of falls apart because it's
You don't want to do that.
you don't want to do that.
No, but I've had people say like, the few people that I've shared this to, like every time they give me stuff, I'm like, hey, here you go. These are our guys. Like, well, why would we, buy our own blunts and pack them with our own stuff when we can just smoke out of a bowl or a one hitter? I'm like, just try this.
Just try
hand rolled, scorched palm leaves, no glue, no horse shit, just hand rolled stuff that you can roll, and it really does make the whole difference.
Well,
it's spectacular, and it comes in several different sizes, like you said.
Yep, and we were in we were visiting Southern Illinois with some friends, and one of my buddy that went with us, he cannot smoke, but he could smoke that.
Yeah,
that's how smooth it is. Like he's edibles, he can do a pen, but when it comes to actual smoke, kills him. But he really wanted to try it, and so he tried the palm leaf spliff, and he just looked at me like I had just turned water to wine. It was like a miracle.
It's amazingly it's amazing how not harsh it is, because there is no glue, there is no crap in there. Like there's nothing that's going to come into your lungs that hurts.
Right.
Like you said, yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, check them out. spliffsociety.org. Thanks for sponsoring, guys. Thanks for sponsoring. Smooches.
Can I get into it? I'm very excited.
You do seem very excited to tell me about something. Hey, by the way, I'm going to call you a basic bitch real quick.
Oh, good. Please do.
Because you moved to Florida, and what are you drinking? Yingling.
Oh, dude. First thing I did. I this is my new...
Is that a black and tan Yingling?
No, this is the regular lager, Yingling. So you can't get it. I think the furthest west it goes is Ohio.
Thanks, Ohio, by the way.
Thanks, Ohio. Columbus, if you still love us, we love you. But actually, I fell in love with this when I was doing shows in Columbus, the old sketch shows years and years ago. But as soon as I realized you could have it here, see, for me, this is like, I'm going to get sick of it soon. I bought a couple of cases. It was also on sale. But it's like, you can't get it in Chicago. So like, since you can't get it, you really want it.
Yep.
When I was living like in central Illinois, I craved White Castle because you couldn't get it. And so I moved to Chicago, and I ate nothing but it for 3 days, and I almost died, mostly from the butt.
Yes.
But then, so yeah, I did basic bitch it up. As soon as I saw Yingling, I'm like, yes, absolutely. It is tasty though. You have to, it's not garbage.
It's a good beer. It's a good beer. And if I do shows like anywhere west of Illinois, because they've got it in Indiana and down south.
Indiana?
Oh, nice. And anytime I do any show that is outside or east of Illinois, I always get people going, hey buddy, good luck at the shows, would you mind picking me up like 2 cases of Yingling, and just I'll pay you for the transport. And it's like I love it because I get to pretend that I am the bandit, and it's fantastic because I'm hauling bootleg beer.
I used to do the same thing when I lived around Peoria. I'm like, if you're going to Chicago, you got to bring me back a Crave case, man. Bring me back a couple of Crave cases. I'll pay you for it. Yeah. It's like, oh, Christ.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just because you can't have it, you crave it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get real sick of this real quick. But no, you're right. That's the first thing I grabbed.
Well,
that and for some reason, a bottle of Dewar's. I haven't had Dewar's White Label in forever.
Well, hell yeah.
It was also on sale. So yeah.
That's a decent blend. It's a decent blend.
It's not bad. I also put it in my decanter, so it looks a lot more expensive than it really is.
Excellent. I have a beautiful crystal decanter that I still have never used, and I need to.
This is the first time I've got a wine decanter and a liquor decanter. This is the first time I've ever used either of them.
Right? Because normally, for me, it doesn't stick around long enough to decant.
No, that's the issue.
I am also a basic bitch. This is rum, apple cider, and a splash of ginger ale.
I'm sure that's called something, but what are you calling it?
There were no other mixers, and I needed to stay remotely sober.
You and your liver are playing Chopped in your own kitchen.
Yeah, but it's really good.
It sounds delightful, though.
It's a real good cocktail. I love it.
I love that you're really embracing the rum life. You've got the look for it. Like,
right?
You're definitely like that guy drinks rum.
That is a rum drinking motherfucker.
He knows all the words to every Sublime song. Look at that guy.
Look at this mustache though.
Oh, that guy doesn't cook unless he's wearing a leather horse apron like that.
Look at that. Look at that mustache. I can do all types of. I'm gonna start getting wax for it. I'm a fancy gentleman now. I look like I'm trying to burn down Parliament. Remember the 5th of November, motherfuckers. The redneck Guy Fawkes.
You have a collection. You look like you have a collection of suspenders.
Admittedly, I have one pair. I have one pair of suspenders.
That's not a collection. If you call it the start of a collection, that's spectacular.
Yes, yeah, it's the start of my collection.
For the half dozen people who actually watch the YouTube show, I apologize for my background. This is just what I live in right now.
Yeah, you just moved. You're fine.
That's where the dog doesn't die. That's a box, I believe, of towels. Those are 2 clothes hampers that stink like a whole lot of stuff. So, Larry, how much time do I got? Because I want to do a few of these.
Funny enough, we are at exactly 30 minutes.
Excellent. All right. So, you know me. When I moved to Chicago at 22, give or take, and when I moved to a new city, I like to embrace the culture. You know what I mean? Like, you move there, it's got its own heartbeat, it's got its own universe. You want to explore, see if it meshes with you. And for my 20s and 30s and the beginning of my 40s, it really did. And now that I'm getting a little bit older, the hustle and bustle, especially after the pandemic, just wasn't something I wanted.
Right.
You know, I still wanted to live somewhere next to an international airport, close enough. You know what I mean? Next to a nice sized city, but I just didn't need anything. So I wanted to really start to figure out like the locals and like the local culture. So we've been doing a lot of like, just there's a little place called Gulfport. They have a downtown area that you and I are going to party balls in. It's spectacular. It is a little town right next to the Gulf, and it's just like a bunch of 50-year-olds who are getting shit-faced at noon, buddy, listening to fucking live music. It's spectacular.
Yes.
That's where I'm going to buy a house as soon as I can convince the wife. But I did a little bit of research about St. Petersburg, because this is basically, St. Petersburg is a suburb of Tampa. I'm calling this a suburb of St. Petersburg, might as well. It's just this tiny little area.
South Pasadena.
So, yeah, South Pasadena. So what we're going to do is we're going to play Florida Man, the St. Petersburg edition!
Fuck yes! Fuck yes!
No, I know.
My favorite game.
A couple of times. It's not, we're doing just local boys making good. You know what I mean? This all has happened within the last, I picked some stories that all happens in the last 3 years. So 2018 on. And all of these have happened within a 7-mile radius of where I live currently. And by radius, I mean north, because south of me is just fucking water. There's very little south of me.
Well, it's a Florida man. 7 miles south of you could still be happening. So
entirely possible. South of me, the neighbors splash. They don't cause a ruckus. Really. So we're going to start with this one for one specific sentence, and you'll know it when I say it. But we're going to start real easy. Okay? So, Florida man says neighbor attacked him with his own weed eater. St. Petersburg, Florida. All these are St. Petersburg, and they all happened within the last 3 years, so I'm not going to even bother with the dates. Okay?
Sure,
But it all happened right. Police investigate all types of violent crimes, but rarely do those involve law and equipment. 2 neighbors who had never met before had a few heated words, which turned into an all-out physical attack. Dan Lorick still can't quite believe it. Dan is the guy who got weed et. Okay, he was the recipient of the et. Very painful. A lot of Neosporin and Aleve, Lorick said. He has 72 cuts on his legs, 3 on his back, and 3 bumps on his head. By the pictures, you think he got into a fight with a wild animal. Now, every time I hear a weed eater, he said, I start to cringe. And you can just see 1 tear on the head. But here's what happened, basically. And I love the way they put it. Last Friday, while driving his truck, Lorick decided to stop to confront his neighbor, Jeffrey Koshin, who was doing yard work. A few weeks before, he claims Koshin sped down their flooded streets, splashing him, his paperwork, his phone, and his wallet. And this is in quotes, and this is why I like the story.
Okay.
Basically, I told him, you're not a nice person, in layman's terms, for doing what he did to me. So he swore at me and came at my truck with a weed eater. He got the whole side beat up, the window scratched up right where my face was. Now, here's the thing. Earlier, the street had flooded. So his neighbor, who he had never met, was driving down it and splashed him and got him fucking soaked, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But he has the balls to tell the news, because this is coming from Fox 13 News, and they got the exclusive. I told him you're not a nice person, in layman's terms. And he attacked me with a weed eater. So what do you think he actually said?
You're a dick. You're an asshole.
Lines up, hey, fuck you and everybody who looks like you. I'm coming at you, you cocksmoke. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Come at me with a weed eater? Oh shit, he's coming at me with a weed whack.
Well, but he was in the okay. I need to know now how he got to him if he was already in the truck.
Here's the issue. So after he, in layman's terms, told him he wasn't a nice person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're not a nice. That's not what you said, pal. We all know what you said.
Yeah, get fucked. Yeah, we get it.
You said a lot of things that aren't legal to say, that get you pulled off of fucking Twitter. So he came at him, he attacked, and he destroyed the window and the fucking door. So Lorik got out of his truck. That's when Koshin swung the weed eater at his face. When I turned to get into the truck, he got me in the back. So I turned around. He got me in the shins over and over and over. Yeah, no shit, pal. That's how a weed eater works. It's a constant whipping motion driven by fucking either electricity or gasoline. I'm not certain.
Yeah, that's the other question I have. Is it an electric one? Is it a battery powered? Is it gas?
It's probably still in evidence, man. I don't know if we're ever going to know that. I feared for my life. I got this maniac coming at me with a professional weed eater. What do? I'll tell you what. Number one, you don't get out of the fucking truck, stupid.
Yeah, your truck is armor. You are already in essentially a mech. You are driving a gas powered mech. All you got to do is put it in drive and reverse, and you've defeated him.
Yeah. Or just honk real loud.
Yeah.
And rev the engine. He's going to get the picture.
Yeah. Well, and this is Florida. Where's your weaponized iguana or a tactical gator? Something that you can be like, sick 'em, boy. Also, definitely, I know he said professional. I'm gonna say it was a rechargeable one with the rechargeable battery because it's Florida, and likely this dude has already pulled the motor off of his weed eater and put it on his bicycle because of that DUI.
I just love the fact that he has the balls to say to the, in layman's terms, I told him he wasn't a nice person. In actual terms, what did you say, stupid?
I told him he could go fist his mother.
Basically, yeah. But then I do like the one thing, cops apparently, and you can kind of hear the undertones here. The police say no alcohol or drugs were detected. Yep.
Well, that doesn't even make sense. And I feel mildly cheated.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry. We're going to get there.
Okay. Oh, boy. Well, of course.
That's where I wanted to start.
Okay.
Just for that one sentence. Yeah, let's move on to here. Florida man shattered toilet after firing gun indoors. Missing roommate. Roommate claims, hell yeah, that could have hurt me. Now, I would like to say that in the town of St. Petersburg, where I roughly live, just in the
South Pasadena.
South Pasadena, correct. Which is a suburb of a suburb. We got a Walmart. We're good.
Of course you do. It's Florida.
It's actually a very nice area. Like, there's not a whole lot of weird shit going. Well, there is weird shit. Like, we went to Gulfport today. We saw a coven of women coming down the street. 80-year-old girls with like pink and purple hair and witches hats. Like, you missed that by a couple of weeks, ladies. But Godspeed. And all three of them had a dog and a baby stroller pushed in front of them.
Beautiful.
But they look like they were having a good time. Yeah, we saw a coven. We're not immune to lunacy. A man from St. Petersburg, Florida, shocked his roommate Saturday when he fired a weapon inside their house, shattering their toilet. Police say the bullet tore through numerous walls before it destroyed the toilet. Local station WTSP reported Sunday. Police arrested Ryan Ross in Montgomery, who lives with a roommate.
Was the roommate on the toilet?
No, blissfully. However, he was 40, who, according to an affidavit, claimed he was simply playing with the gun when it unexpectedly discharged.
Well, who hadn't been there?
Who doesn't like to play with their weapons?
Was this Alec Baldwin?
No, this guy didn't kill somebody.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's a joke or not. I don't even know. His roommate, who will remain nameless, told police, "Hell yeah, that could have hurt me," per affidavit. After the incident, Montgomery tossed the gun into an area. He tossed the gun into an area of water nearby. So he shot the gun after he was dicking around with it. It went through a couple of walls and stopped at the toilet, which he exploded. He then freaked out, went down to the bog. I mean, it's St. Petersburg, so I'm not sure if he threw it in the bay or we do have some ponds. I don't know. Or like one of these, like just like gated communities that has a man-made lake.
Gave it to a kid to get rid of. Here's a gun and $5. Don't tell nobody you saw me, and throw it as far as you can.
So after Montgomery tossed the gun into a, I hate this phrase, area of water nearby, it means nothing. It was
Cheryl just Jackson, a puddle.
Yeah.
This'll do it.
Yeah. A visitor, Cheryl Jackson, 64, took the bullet, later telling police she was going to hide it. So they're getting rid of the evidence.
Because they murdered a toilet?
They destroyed the toilet. The bullet went through there's 2 walls that have holes in it, minimum. They destroyed the toilet, and so he's going to throw the fucking gun into the water. He gives the bullet to a 64-year-old woman. She's like, "I got you." So she's going to hide it. Police charged her and Montgomery now with tampering with physical evidence. Also charged with culpable negligence and violating probation in Charlotte County, which, by the way, we don't live in. Montgomery is being held on bail of $2,250. Jackson, the old woman, was released on $2,000 bail. He accidentally shot the gun. He's being put in jail because he's hiding evidence. That's what they got him on.
If you had just went, whoops, that would have been done. I don't know. What else do they need?
I love my favorite part of this story is how Newsweek, by the way, this came from Newsweek, decided to end this online article. Okay. They don't really do transitional material very well. So after we hear about the bail, it just says, another Florida man recently got into trouble for toilet-related violence. Dave Tolliver, 36, was arrested in East St. Louis, Illinois, back in February. Tolliver is from St. Petersburg. After he allegedly threw a toilet through the glass of the Board of Education building.
Fuck yeah. You know what?
The suspect was later discovered sitting at a street corner on yet another toilet. At the time, police said they weren't sure how Tolliver came to possess 2 toilets. That's the end of the article. It's a total not sequitur. There's like, oh, we don't know, man. Some jackass shot his own toilet and he's in jail now. Then some other jackass who lived kind of near him threw a toilet through the Board of Education window in East St. Louis. How he got 2 toilets and why he was up there, we don't know. But
we don't know. We don't get it. He doesn't have kids in school. He doesn't have kids.
No.
Well, in his own words, I don't got kids that I know of. Am I right, guys? Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna do 2 more. I'm gonna do this one because I'm gonna do 1 more. I'll do 2. This is a little bit more of the speed that we're used to. Okay. I'm gonna say, hold on. 1, 2, 3. So he did 4 things. Okay. I would like you to guess the 4th. I'm going to tell you the first 3.
Okay.
Florida man breaks into home, steals alcohol, poops on floor.
No. My first instinct was to say steals toilet, but I'm not going to go with that one.
No, we're not doing more toilet stuff. I'll give you that hint. Especially after he pooped on the floor.
Yeah,
although that would make sense if he's trying to keep the toilet pristine.
Yes.
I'm going to steal this toilet, so I'm going to shit on their floor. Florida man breaks into home, steals alcohol, poops on floor.
Passes out in bed.
goddamn, so close.
Oh,
Falls asleep on couch.
yay! I feel like its Price is Right. I closest without going over.
This happened a year and a half ago. Half a mile from where I currently live.
Yes, it did. Of course it did.
The Florida man was arrested after police say he broke into a couple's home and stole bottles of booze. The man was found half dressed in their backyard.
Which half?
It doesn't say, which really pisses me off.
We can
But
infer.
judging by the fact that he is wearing in his mugshot here what looks to be his own T-shirt, I'm gonna guess he's wearing prison jumpers on his.
Yeah,
on his
he was Pooh Bear, it was well. He didn't want to get his britches dirty, so he took them all the way off so he could shit on the floor.
His getaway managed to get all the way to their fucking backyard, leaving behind empty bottles of wine and beer. So this is the couple, in quotes. He drank a full bottle of champagne, full bottle of wine, 3 beers, and we're not sure what else, says homeowner Jim Lawrence. Police arrested how old was he, Larry?
54-year-old.
Oh, 53. God damn it. I'm calling that an infield home run. That's
okay.
Good.
All right.
Yeah. For burglary, when officers arrived, they found him half dressed in the backyard with a wine bottle still stolen from the home. He was trying to get another bottle of wine open, but couldn't find the corkscrew he had already stolen from me, says Lawrence. Police said the suspect defecated throughout the house and fell asleep on the couch. His pants were still there. And there we go. He took his pants off. He just shit everywhere. His pants were still there, Lord says. I mean, it was awful. The place was filthy. Filthy dirty. He was just shitting. He was apparently shitting while he walked like a goddamn deer. He was just like going as he was moving. The couple said, yeah, that's right. They were there. The couple said they woke up a few times in the middle of the night, but never realized someone was inside their home.
Shut the fuck up.
It doesn't say how old the couple was. So either they were very old or this man was very quiet, but he was shitting and stealing all of their hooch and taking his pants off. The couple said they left their door open for their dog to go in and out. They won't do that anymore. So they had their door open. So the dog could go in and out during the night. I guess the dog is like, I left their door open so you can go in and out. I'm not certain if there's like a screen happening or if they're just inviting wildlife in, but they invited this gentleman, this 53-year-old gentleman. Is like, well, looks like they got a liquor cabinet and a fresh floor to shit on. I'm home.
Let me remove these pants. I'd hate to soil them.
Okay, so at the time of this, he was still in jail. I did my D+ research. I don't know. I'm sure he got out at this point. But guess how much of a bond it takes to get out of jail for entering without breaking. Mind you, he didn't break it. He entered. He stole minimum a bottle of champagne, which he drank of indeterminate worth. We don't know. Bottle of wine, indeterminate worth. So obviously it could be anywhere between like $10 a bottle to a couple hundred or more, depending on the champagne. A few beers and other. The cost of cleaning shit off of a couch in several areas of your home. How much is the bond for that?
$175.
20 grand.
That's much better than I mean, that's a deal compared to what I was going to give him.
What really breaks my heart is that they never said if there's no quotes from him. Like, he never gets to plead his case. He never says, well, here's what I was thinking.
Look, I got up early for church and I was taking a walk. I found that this door was open. Now, you have to understand, I'm wearing my good pants for church, but I walk in and they have an open liquor cabinet. Now, here's what I know about me. If it's an open liquor cabinet, I'm going to indulge myself, which I did. Now, after the bottle of champagne, I realized, oopsie doodles, I better take care of myself. I don't want to soil these Sunday britches. So I took them off because I knew I was going to have me a bottle of wine or two and a few beers and wind up, as I always do, damn it, Phil, every time you shit on the floor. But I can't help myself. I'm a rascal.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's spectacular. This is the kind of crime we get. I mean, like this, it's not really violent. It's just very weird. It's very odd crime. Remember last time we had the gentleman who was riding a manatee and just like, sir, it's illegal to harass a manatee. I'm not harassing it. I'm riding it.
Very good. All right, please
We had-
continue.
We had dinner next to a restaurant last weekend that literally said, if you see an endangered manatee, call this number. There is a community right next to us that we drove through that's really ritzy where the speed limit is, I shit you not, on the signs, 19 and a half. I don't know what that means.
You
There's
found
just
not
so
the
much weird
weirdest
shit.
place in Florida, but you found a gem, my friend. You found a
It's-
gem.
But in this fucking bay, there's pelicans and goddamn dolphins, man. It's goddamn gorgeous. But then I can't fish off it because some dipshit rips half of it off with his fucking.
No, but you could start giving dolphins handies.
I could.
Trying
I
to
had the
teach them to
gumption.
speak English.
I've been doing that on my own time without the dolphins. It's gonna be easier with the fucking porpoise.
You're a scientist. Get to work.
As a man of science, absolutely. This area is so fucking weird, and I love it. Like I feel totally safe at any point in time, but I know that there's something magical around every corner where it makes me gonna go, "What the fuck are you doing?"
We got a coven of witches. We got no fishing pier.
No.
Bugs named Mort that like to fart in my bedroom.
Dude, that was fucking horrible. That stunk like he meant it. No, we went around the city of Gulfport today and we found there's an indoor flea market that's always open, and you can just like rent a little booth basically. But they had their like city of Gulfport had their city like yard sale kind of, but it was all just like people putting the artwork they had made out of shells and paintings in their fucking front lawn. And you drive around like, do you want to buy this for $80? Like, no, but it's weird that you put it in your grass. Thanks very much. And here, my friend, as we come to an end, is the coup de grace of things that I found in the last 3 or so years. This was
Coupe de Gracie Junior High.
this was damn near 3 years ago today.
Okay.
November 12th, 2018. And this is just facts in the headline.
Okay.
Florida man breaks into restaurant. Actually, you know what? I'm going to let you guess the last one too. 1, 2, 3. It's again 4 things. Everybody does 4 weird
Okay.
things.
All right. I'm ready.
Florida man breaks into restaurant, strips naked, eats noodles, and
Steals lobsters.
not bad.
Okay.
Not bad. Okay. You're not on the right track. I'm gonna give you another one. You can get as weird with it as you want, but it's something that it's a something that would happen.
Covers himself in condiments.
Probably, but not in the headline.
It's not the headline. That's in the story.
I'm gonna give you the worst hint ever.
Okay.
In the right context, these 2 words aren't weird. In this context, they make no sense. It is an action that somebody could have in the right context. You'd be like, oh yeah, sure. Florida man breaks into restaurant, strips naked, eats noodles, and
Calls his mom. I got nothing.
plays the bongos.
Wait, is this Matthew McConaughey?
Not from the picture I'm looking at, it ain't. So this guy was having a day. Yeah. So I was going to just let you find the picture again because it's real good. It's a black and white security photo of him naked, covering his junk, looking around like, what am I going to do today? So St. Petersburg, Florida, obviously, according to Tampa Bay Times, a St. Petersburg police officer, here's what happened. He was investigating a break-in at the Chataway restaurant. I'm not sure where that is. Reviewing surveillance video that shows a burglar eating a plate of chicken wings and drinking a beer inside the kitchen on November 6th. Okay. So that's what he was investigating. Somebody had broke into this restaurant, had decided to eat a plate of chicken wings and held himself to a beer. I'm guessing he cooked his own fucking wings. But the officer then stumbled across another incident from the security footage from the night before. Meaning that the officer discovered this. The people who own the restaurant had no idea that this had occurred the night before. They knew somebody had broken in to steal chicken wings and a beer. But the night before, this lovely little Tooth Fairy Sprite wannabe had done this. Video shows from the night before a different man riding his bike up to the restaurant at 358 22nd Avenue South, pedaling around the parking lot for 10 minutes, then slipping through the back gate. He opens the door to a shed after wandering around for a bit, and then obviously removes his set of bongos. The man gains access to the restaurant bathroom and exits. At this point, he was naked. So, our intrepid hero at this point has cased the joint for 10 minutes on a lot of something on his huffy. Determining that nobody is inside and there is a way into at least the courtyard, he allows himself in. Determining that he can then get into the place and into the John, he's like, oh yeah, I made it. He goes into the John, and because he's a gentleman, that's where he changes into his nothing. He doesn't just do it out in the world.
No.
He comes out naked, where he sits at one of the restaurant's picnic tables and digs himself into a bowl of instant ramen noodles, which he brought with him.
See?
Yep.
Now that's it. You're right. That's a gentleman. That's a gentleman and a scholar. Hey, look, I'm not breaking in. I found a way in. I just want to get naked, play some bongos in this restaurant, which seems like a good vibe. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat noodles. No, officer. I brought those noodles with me. They don't serve these noodles. I just used the facilities to make some noodles, have those, remove my trousers, and play. Everybody knows, officer, you can't play bongos effectively while still bespoked in clothing. I must be getting closer to the Lord in what the Lord gave me.
I feel like a gentleman like this, he didn't remove his trousers so much as peel or scrape them off, but generally I agree with everything you just said.
I guarantee he had the ones with the snaps. It's just a quick release.
He's just wearing old school fucking coveralls. Everything he does sounds like old-timey music. So yeah, he got himself in there. He went into the John, probably relieved himself, scraped off all of his clothing, went out, ate the noodles that he brought from, I want to say in quotes, home, and then started to play the bongos outside of one of the picnic tables. Because it was Wednesday.
You know what? I guarantee he played bongos, but it sounded like banjos.
And he was still nude the entire time.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I love. The burglar from the first video who ate the chicken wings and had a beer. He stole about 500 worth of shit, including there was some cash, a laptop, a tablet, a grocery bag. A grocery bag he filled with beer. Now, I don't know if they mean tap beer, like a plastic bag, or he just filled up a bag with cans. It doesn't really say. I want to say he just filled up, like, something from Walgreens. Yeah.
So that way you can tie it up like a just
bindle.
cut a hole in it like a bladder and just
Fill up your cup for $2, son. Yep.
something special for around the barrel fire, boys.
Police identified the homeless man who, from the night after, played the bongos in his birthday suit, but his name is not being released to the public. The restaurant is not pressing charges on the homeless man. He meant no harm and didn't actually steal anything from the restaurant. For the burglar, police are still looking for him. This was 3 years ago. I don't know if they ever caught him. But I do like the gumption of that restaurant, who, they didn't even realize it happened, the night before. We got broken into. We have security video. Maybe the cops can find this guy and we can, get him off the street. So the cop comes we'll look for this cat. And the cop is just like, how does he, just rewind 24 hours? Maybe he's just seeing if somebody cased the joint the night before. And guess what he found? He found hippie claws. He found a gentleman on a beach cruiser just circling. He's like, I bet you I could have some fun in there. I bet you my dick, some ramen noodles, and these bongos are going to have their day in
the night. Well, he was just celebrating the fact that he had gotten out on bond from drinking all those people, all the booze at that people's house and then shitting all over.
That restaurant was much nicer to me than those people that shit in their house. That cost me $20,000 to get out. This restaurant, they're like, he don't mean no harm. Really? He doesn't mean any harm?
Look, I learned my lesson. I brought my own noodles.
I mean, what did he really do? He just got naked, ate some noodles.
Yeah.
Took a shit, conceivably in a toilet. Decided to play
Maybe
the solo from a Beach Boys album that John Stamos had done in the late
freshened
90s.
himself up in the sink.
Yeah.
Probably, you know what? He probably went to the kitchen, used the dishwasher, you know, just got up in there like a little baby and just, I'm clean.
It's good to get the undercarriage this way. The hose points up.
Ah, yes.
The hot water in the spa doesn't work. Sir, that's a dish room. Thank you. Bongos it is.
Do you guys like Wipeout? Because that's the only thing I know.
My imaginary friend is on the castanets. Good for you.
Excellent. Yeah.
So that's just some of the beautiful things that have happened in a very, very short distance for me in the last 3 years or so.
And
I can't wait to witness some of them firsthand.
Absolutely.
This is the first time that I've purchased a vehicle. First time I've owned a vehicle in 5 years. We bought a new car.
Oh.
And we bought a gently used car, I should say.
Yeah.
2020. But the people driver out here are real interesting, and U-turns are legal, which is real fun. Unless there's a sign that says you can't do it, you can do it, and
Excellent.
People do it. And they do it aggressively and fast while honking. Half of the people who drive around here are just waiting for God to take them to carry them away home, and the other half are 16 and they're terrified of the other half. You never know what the fuck is going on. And also, a lot of these little side streets, there are no fucking sidewalks, so people are just walking in the street with their children and dogs. You have to be real interested, real careful.
You sound like you live in the Jerome of Florida.
I pretty much do, and I'm fucking digging it.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, buddy, what did I learn?
You learned that even in the nicest places around my area, you can still get stabbed on accident by a stranger who will apologize.
And we'll buy some bongos for you until the ambulance arrives.
Yep.
Quick, get on my bike. I'll take you to Venus where they got real doctors. You know what? Worth it. Yep. Well, let's plug the hole and see what happens.
You learn that coastal Florida can be just as weird as central Florida can be. Maybe not as often, but just as interesting.
Yes.
You also learned that the Hojos in Ocala, Florida is trying to actively kill people.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's every Hojo's.
Have I learned anything of note?
You've learned that you probably moved to the perfect place for you. You also learned that when I come to visit, there's a restaurant that won't mind when we break in, bring our own food, and get naked and play an instrument of some variety.
Spectacular news. I own a guitar I've never learned how to play, so we're good.
Excellent.
It's a beautiful guitar.
We'll have to hit a guitar shop or just a KB Toys while I'm down there.
Oh my God, KB Toys? Is that still a thing?
Probably where you live now.
There's definitely the building still. I don't know if it's occupied.
There's shit in there. I'm sure somebody left something. I just need a xylophone. Just one of those little...
It's piles of human waste, one cook fire, and a shit ton of Teddy Ruxpins that are constantly talking to each other.
and one dude playing the bongos with no trousers. Welcome to my home. I knew it.
Let me tell you where they won't arrest you if you're doing this. The Chataway Restaurant.
I have
whatever the fuck.
A whole map. Come take a look. Hey, guess what?
If there's an X in human feces, don't go there.
That's not for you. Hey, buddy, guess what?
What's that?
I can't wait to come visit you in Florida.
Can't wait either. We're gonna get so much arrested.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Apparently they arrest you, but they let you go, or it's 20 grand bond. One of the two.
What are the two? We're gonna find out.
Very little fucking middle ground.
part's about hanging out with these guys.
God damn it, son of a bitch, motherfuck.